Uh, so we are going to discuss about the pulmonary tuberculosis. Pulmonary tuberculosis means a chronic infectious disease caused by Mycobacterium tuberculosis. So which bacteria is involved in pulmonary tuberculosis? Mycobacterium tuberculosis. It is bacteria involved in uh, disease pulmonary tuberculosis. So this is the Mycobacterium tuberculosis, which causes the pulmonary tuberculosis. It is characterized by formation of tubercles, which are round nodules, warty outgrowth, or granulomas in the lung. So what happens that in pulmonary tuberculosis there are round nodules develop into the lung. So these round nodules are granuloma of lungs are produced in pulmonary tuberculosis. So granuloma means localized collection of cells which are usually produced in response to an infectious process. What happens that when this Mycobacterium tuberculosis comes into the body, it comes into the lung, and from where it keeps on dividing and granuloma is formed. It means localized collection of cells which are produced in response to infectious disease. Suppose this bacteria, Mycobacteria, comes inside the lung. This is the structure of human lung. When this bacteria comes inside, so this bacteria is surrounded by the immune cells and granuloma is formed. This bacteria came inside the lung and surrounded by immune cells. That collection of immune cells and the bacteria is known as granuloma. It may be transmitted to other body parts such as meninges, bone, kidneys, lymph nodes. So there are different causes of pulmonary tuberculosis. These causes include Mycobacterium tuberculosis. It is the bacteria which causes pulmonary tuberculosis. Mycobacterium tuberculosis is the first cause, and another cause is by air droplet. Transmission of pulmonary tuberculosis occurs by air droplet, means contact of two patients of pulmonary TB, and another is by exposure with person who is infected to prolong and close frequent, means exposure of person who have already tuberculosis. Now coming to the risk factors of pulmonary tuberculosis, there is malnutrition. Suppose a person is very weak, he is immunocompromised, he has no well nutrition, so he may develop the pulmonary tuberculosis. Another is excessive alcohol addiction of a patient. Drinking patients may develop pulmonary tuberculosis. Infants and children under 5 years of age may also develop the pulmonary tuberculosis. These are risk factors. And other risk factors are immunosuppressive clients. Patient who is immunosuppressed may develop the pulmonary tuberculosis. Immunosuppressive uh, smokers are also prone to develop pulmonary tuberculosis. Clinical manifestations means which clinical presentations are present in the patients of pulmonary TB. The patient has stages of diseases. There are different stages. Late stage symptoms are patient will have fatigue, he will have anorexia, fever, often at night time, nocturnal fevers, cough. It is a main finding. Cough with mucopurulent sputum. He will have mucopurulent sputum. Chest pain, dull or tight chest pain also present in the patient. And the other is hemoptysis means blood in sputum. In acute phase TB, there are high fever, chills, pleuritic pain, and production of cough in the patient. And coming to the pathophysiology means how this pulmonary tuber TB is going to occur in the patient. Then the Mycobacterium bacilli is inhaled. Suppose this is human lung. Patient has inhaled this Mycobacterium bacilli. So transmitted through air and inhaled into alveoli. From air it came into alveoli, and here inside the lung it keeps on dividing. And then what happens? It is transferred to lymph system and blood stream into cerebral cortex, kidney and bone. It goes into lymph node. It may go into kidney or in brain, in different parts. What happens then after that? There is the immune response occur, means CD4 and CD8 plays their role. Phagocyte engulf many bacteria. These bacteria are engulfed by phagocytes, and TB lymphocyte bacilli spread into normal tissue, and then accumulation of exudate in alveoli and bronchopneumonia occurs, and final patient will have development of bronchopneumonia. Now coming to the diagnostic evaluation, first of all we will perform the physical examination of a patient. History may be also included, and then chest x-ray, sputum test, Mantoux test, tuberculin injected intradermally, and blood test about the WBC and ESR will be also performed in labs. Now there are different complications in pulmonary tuberculosis, including pleural effusion, pneumonia. These are the complications. So how we will manage the patient of pulmonary tuberculosis? Broad spectrum antibiotics and antimicrobials are used. These drugs are divided into different categories. There are primary agents, secondary agents, primary agents include streptomycin, pyrazinamide, isoniazid, rifampicin and ethambutol. This is also mnemonic for TB drug: streptomycin, pyrazinamide, isoniazid, rifampicin and ethambutol. These are primary agents, and the secondary agents include capromycin, kanamycin, para-aminosalicylic acid or PASA, and another is cycloserine. These are secondary agents. In the management of patient is assess anxiety level of the patient, assess airway of the patient, and maintain nutritional level of the patient, check and self-care capacity for the patients, and also educational level of the patients are included in management of pulmonary tuberculosis. So that was pulmonary tuberculosis. Hope you had understood the topic. Thank you for watching the video.